Hi,
And we're
everybody.
live. Hello, everybody. Sorry we're a little late. We were talking about kitty food because we were talking about how my Ziva wakes us up in the middle of the night because she wants more and more food. So we were talking about kitty food and whatnot. So we're here. It's another Friday. We hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas, solstice, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate during this time of year. We hope you all had some good times with family, and I had a blast with Bobby for an hour on Christmas. So thanks for everybody who joined us, who may have not had anyone to hang out with on Christmas. That was a lot of fun, and so we're looking forward to the new year. And I can't go up too far because Nancy and I were having a conversation about some. She got a new Moroccan deck for Christmas. And so Allyson and I thought we would talk about, decks that we got for the holidays, what our favorite decks were this year, plans for our channel. So Nancy got the Morgan Oracle,
Hi, everybody.
which looks pretty cool. And so we have Nancy and we have Tom. I'm early, deal with it. He was here before you were, Allyson.
Oh,
I
really?
was
Hey,
like,
Tom.
oh my God. I was like, oh my goodness. So let's see. In chat's jumping, we have Kristen here. My husband bought me a Lila statue. It's pretty badass. Very cool, Kristen. We have Ange. Oh, chat is dumping. So,
See my candle, everybody?
oh, it looks like a geode.
I'm going to set it down. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Oh,
it's like I'm going to
that's
put it down. I'm not going to pick it back
beautiful.
up. Yeah,
Oh, I
Anthony got it
love
for
that.
me. I would have never bought it, but it is cool. It looks like an amethyst geode. So
Anthony is cool. He gets the gifts right. Let me
he's
tell you,
good. He's
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 good.
good.
And
Yeah, he's
hello,
good.
Chris. He's saying love and light from which mountain, which is Mount Franklin, Victoria, Australia. So good day, my dear. Thank you for joining us. He's we're being visited from the future. Seeing that Chris is a day ahead of us. Janet Lee is here. Hello, Miss Janet. Again, Kristen and Ange. Karen. Hello, Karen. So, oh my goodness, everyone's saying hello. Ange said, I just received your runes. Ange got Kristen Louise's rune deck. Oh, that is awesome. Enjoy, Ange. It's an amazing deck. And Kristen was like, ooh, so pretty. Yes. Yeah, everyone's like, yep, wow, pretty for your
Oh, the
candle.
candle. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty
And
cool. It's
yes,
unscented. It doesn't have any smell, which is
that's
fine.
good.
But
Yes.
I like both. I figured it would be scented when I opened it, but it's not. And apparently you can order them scented from the web from the I don't know. I looked at it. It's a site. But anyways, it's on mine's
Very
unscented.
nice. And Ange went ahead and posted Christopher's channel. Christopher just posted, I think, one of his very first videos. So be sure to go and say hello. I only got one deck for the holiday Healing Heart Oracle. Oh, by Jenna Della Gratalia, perhaps, Kristen? Is that the deck? Because I have that one as well. And Tom's like, I am back. Sorry if I missed your hellos. UPS doesn't know how to deliver packages properly.
Mm.
At least you got your package. Not everybody gets their packages here. All of our doors, locks to our building are completely busted. Anybody can come in and out. One door is completely open all the time. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard
Always
to
put
keep any.
insurance. Always put
Yep,
insurance on your
yep.
packages. Always. If you're going USPS, always.
UPS,
USPS.
and if you're doing Amazon, make sure you can be home and watch the little icon that comes up. That's what I have to do when I
That's so
order
hard to
something.
do.
Yeah, but if you
I
want to
mean, you
make sure
don't
you
know when
get your
stuff's coming and
package,
people are at work all day. I mean, you can't.
exactly. And hello, Elizabeth. Well, they've got drop boxes now in the area. So I think because of issues with people, stealing, you can get they give
Yeah.
you a code, they'll drop it off. We
Yes.
got one like in Burlington Coat Factory here where you punch in a code and you're supposed to get your Fatima, my dear. Hello. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. I hope you and Odelia and your family had a beautiful Christmas. You just barely got it. So yeah. Um, let's see. Janet says my hubby gave me a white topaz with diamonds pendant necklace. He's a sweetheart. That sounds
I don't
beautiful.
know if I've ever seen white topaz.
They're pretty. I like my favorite are like the blue topaz. But they come all the
And I
stones.
know
You know,
blue topaz, but I've never seen white.
let's see. I got a hot. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, talking to Ange, I saw a hot flash and I was like, "What?" And hello, Reggie. Hello, hello. Welcome. Jenny saying hey to the game. Okay, Elizabeth, Chris, love your channel name. So everyone's saying hello to each other. Um, and Kristen says, I have never even heard of white topaz. Yes, like diamonds. Diamonds come in different colors as well.
Mhm.
Topaz is one of them. And so, yeah, I don't have oh, actually, I do have it still out because I'm trying to figure out which crystal books to keep and which ones to just donate or just drop off somewhere, and hopefully someone will come across and go, hey, that looks like an interesting book. But let's see if they have a picture of a white topaz in here. Topaz. So there's a white one, there's colorless. So this probably isn't the same as what you got polished, but that is a white topaz.
Also, it's
And
clear.
white topaz keywords are spirituality, psychic gifts, and mental clarity. Its element is fire, and the chakras is the crown, the etheric, and so all your above chakras from the 7th all the way up to the 14th, because we have many chakras that extend from the head up. But what it says right here, white topaz works to help one in the process of clarifying one's attention, aligning it with divine will and manifesting in the physical world. So, Janet, what a wonderful gift to get for Christmas. So that during the new year, anything that you want to create an attention for, now you have a crystal that you can wear, that you can put that intention, you can program it, you put that intention with your topaz. So that's wonderful. Okay, shenanigans. Brit, right? I think your name is Brit, or Brittany, I believe. And let's see, Karen, do y'all remember pink ice jewelry trend in the 90s? Yes, I do, girl. Yes, yes, yes. And Jay is here. Hello, Jay. Welcome, welcome. And let's see. KMB. I remember pink ice. Yep. Oh, there was a lot of cool things from the 80s and 90s. Just not the same. And they're all bringing Hello Kitty back too and everything. Indeed, I am Brit of the shenanigans. um, Brit, you'll have to join Allyson and I some night. That would be wonderful. And Carol. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, we have Delphi. Hello, Delphi. And Carolyn Booker is here. Hello, Carolyn. Hello, Peter. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love. Um, let's see. So, Allison's back with her Thrasher sweatshirt. They sell those at Zumiez, don't they?
What?
The Thrasher sweatshirts. I think that's a popular at the
It's
Zumiez.
Zoomies.
Oh, it's Zoomies. I thought it was Zumiez. Okay, Zoomies.
No, Zoomies. Thrasher's a skateboard magazine. It's been around forever. My son has skated since he was 6. He's extremely good. It's funny, he's my son is like 6'1" and change, and he always wanted to be very tall. And then once he actually hit 6'1", which isn't very tall, but it's tall, he didn't want to get any bigger because you don't really want to be that big on a board, honestly. It really does impact everything, even if you've been doing it your whole life. But anyways, yes, and this is actually everything that he had from about age 15 to 16 that was a hoodie, that was skate related, I kept.
Aww.
because it fits
Yeah.
me. And actually, this one's kind of big. This is actually like from a senior year. This is a little big, but I did keep this one.
And Tom says, hard to skate when you're that lanky.
Yeah, when you're tall and heavy, and I mean he can still do everything, but
Hey, Shelby.
yeah, you're just heavy. You're heavy on the board. I mean, he's about 200 pounds now. So yeah, that's a lot of weight. Yeah.
And Peter sends his love. Oh, we got to have you guys back on. Allyson and I miss you and Peter, Carolyn.
Yeah.
So New Year's, let's maybe aim for something in January. Start the new year off right with having the bookers on. Or it's hard to skate, period, if you're me. I tried it. I actually had a skateboard and it was all sparkly blue with silver stars on it. Even though I had good balance for something, skateboarding, wasn't my thing. I couldn't do it. As I got older, my balance just went off and I was like, nah, there goes that. But who didn't love Back to the Future though with the skateboard? I think a lot of us wanted skateboards. At least, I did after seeing Michael J. Fox on his skateboard and, Back to the Future. So, oh, look at this. I was an avid skater for most of my youth. Used to go
A lot
to
of
Woodward and everything.
yeah, a lot of the cool guys
Wow.
were like anybody, a lot of the at least where I went to school, like all the boys that I
Skaters.
liked skated, you know. Um all of, if a
Skater
little
boy.
edgier, certain types of music, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's amazing exercise. And yeah, it's really, really, really good exercise. That's for sure. A lot of core strength, leg strength, glutes, all of that.
Yeah, so I stuck to roller skates and my bike. Yes, Tom, share some pictures sometime. I would love to see that. And Karen says I'll stick to my hula hoop. I could never hula hoop. I could never do it.
See, I did all of that stuff. I roller skated, I skateboarded, I
I couldn't
hula
do it.
hooped, I did baton, I did
I did a
everything.
little bit of baton. My sister was baton too. Let's see. Not Karen. Kristen said I tried skateboarding, ended up with a bloody bum. Ow! From
You know what?
skidding on the
I was gonna
pavement.
just sit here and not say anything. I'll just chime in and I'll say this one little comment. The thing about skating is number one, you have to have the right environment. Like when you're brand new, be with somebody that can skate and do not be in a rush. Yeah, it's huge. And the biggest thing is to not get injured and take it slowly. And then as long as you can balance on the board and get down pedaling, right, which is just staying on the board and just one foot's on the board and pedaling with the other foot, and then from there you learn to brake and, and and then take it very, very, very gradual. And it's a good experience. A lot of people that I talked to, yeah, they fell or they wiped out or they didn't know what they were doing or they were on pavement that had rocks or, I mean, I've heard so many crazy things and it's like, yeah, that's what happened.
Yep.
That's why I
And
didn't
let's
go
see.
anywhere.
KB. Well, I'm just gonna say MB because I always get my tongue twisted with you, KMB. For your information, ooh, Tony Hawk is over 6 foot. Wow.
Most,
Some
yeah, yes,
That's wow.
yes,
I was gonna
yeah.
say I thought
See,
he was tall.
the thing of it is, if you start skating as a child and you're a little thrasher and you stay with it, you're always going to skate. It doesn't matter. Even if you get overweight, or you lose your fitness and totally go left, you can still skate and pedal and do some basic tricks. But it's like if you maintain your weight, even if you get tall, it's just harder. It's just more challenging, is all. Like I said, my son could still do everything. He's even acquired a couple new things in the last year or two, but he doesn't skate every day. I mean, your life changes and you're in school full time. But that's how he gets around campus still. He's on his board.
That's
So
cool.
he doesn't walk to his classes. He's always got his deck with him. And yeah,
Very cool.
it's
And
good
Tom says
exercise.
he said, "Yeah, I stopped and got fat." Tom,
A lot of people do. Yeah.
hello, Garnet, my dear. Thank you for joining us. I know it's late over in the UK, so thank you for. But Tom says yes, it takes time and patience, and
Yeah.
learn how to fall. you know.
Yeah, my kid we were at the skate park every day after school, every single day. And then he did get into street skating once he was a little bit older. But I mean, boys that really skate, and I say boys because it's 99% of the time it's boys, that are really are into it. That's what they do. It's like the kids that are always at soccer practice or the kids that are always at, you know, softball or whatever. These kids are always at the skate park. And that's why they're so damn good. You don't acquire these skills just by skating for a couple months. Yeah, it's a big deal.
And Carolyn says, I hope I'm feeling better by then. We hope so too. I'm not sure what to call Allyson. So, because I did send
Aw,
out
she
the
says I used
information
to
for your
skateboard when I
night.
was young. I
And she
love
goes, I
that.
used to skateboard when I was young. Very
Yeah,
cool, Carolyn.
I just goofed around on a penny board. I wasn't like,
Oh, wow.
not at all like my son, but
Rollerblade.
it's great for balance and core strength and so but a lot of things are. Yeah, everybody
And
has to have
Ellen,
balance. I don't care how old you are,
yeah, my
anything. You
balance sucks
have to
these
have
days.
balance. If you trip on anything, you're going to fall and break your ass if you don't have any core strength. That's just the reality. You have to have core strength just for
Yeah,
safety.
I whipped out enough on the skating rink. I can't do that anymore. And Ellen says, I used to rollerblade. I loved it. I never tried skateboarding. I could not get into
I
rollerblading.
rollerbladed too.
The traditional four wheels. To me, that's real skating. For me was, the roller skating back then.
I did
So
both. I preferred roller skating, but I did that for years and years and years. And then rollerblading came along and I did that for a couple years. I never really liked it. It was okay. Totally different from skateboarding.
And Tom says you have to get used to the
Or I
change in
mean
your
roller
center
skating.
of gravity, mainly after growth spurts or
Hmm.
weight changes.
Yep.
Tom, you should get back into it.
But
That
if you're
might be.
skating all the way through it, you know, uh,
Hmm?
nothing.
Oh, um. So let's see. Shelby says I'm a bit overweight with all the carbs and sugars I ate the past couple days. Kind of worth it till I put the jeans on. Yeah, I gotta start working it off again. Let's see. Everyone said, thank you, Karen, sending Carolyn some healing prayers. I've turned into a chubby Sesame Street character from all the cookies I've eaten. Yeah, we had some, Oreos in honor of Santa the other night when I was watching my Nutcracker. Tom says, I can't skate now. Oh, after back surgery, my wife would kill me. Ooh, so you had to have back surgery. Let's see, only roller skates or ice skates for me. I tried ice skate once. It was okay, but I love to watch the ice skaters.
Now that's something I don't do. I have gone like twice in my life, but I don't ice skate. So that's something I can say, nope.
And when I watch them compete, it's like every time they go to do those jumps, I'm like holding my breath because I'm like, don't fall, don't, because you don't want them to fall. You want them to have a perfect skate. So, let's see, nothing wrong with a little chub. I'm actually guilty of adding some a lot of people add holiday pounds on. And Chris said, I love skating, Allison, as a teenager. I wonder how I ever did it because uncool now or unco now. I don't know. A lot of kids still around here skateboard. I mean, they do. Oh my God, some of the stuff the kids do around here, whether they're on their little electric, motor scooters, or the skateboards, they still go right across the street. They don't wait for the lights. They go in the middle of the roads. It gets a little hairy sometimes around here. Um, I was really good at roller skating as a kid, but I tried as an adult, and it was yeah. I tried getting back into it too a few years ago, and
I would love to go. In fact, I almost went last summer. I had a field trip to a roller rink um, with my kids, and I didn't end up, I don't remember why. I totally planned on it, and then I did something else with the time. But I roller skated for so many years. I mean, it might take me a minute, but I would be fine. I'm sure.
I have to make sure I had knee pads and
I
shoulder
skated for
pads
so
on.
many years. I mean,
Oh,
it's like riding a bike. You know what
ice
I
skate,
mean?
yeah. Once you get back on it,
Yeah, yeah.
ice skating is far more dangerous than skateboarding, in my opinion. I don't know. What I see some of those skateboarders do when they flip in the air and they do oh my goodness gracious. But yeah,
He's probably
those
talking
blades.
about the ice.
Mm-hmm. With the blades.
Yeah, the falling
Boy,
on the
chat.
ice. Yeah.
What do they call it when you're roller skating, but it's disco boogie blading? It's called boogie fever.
It's roller disco.
Yeah. Let's see. Janet grew up in Michigan and ice skated all the time. Where, Janet? That's where Allison's from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mhm. Ellen, ice skating and rollerblading are very similar. The only difference
They
I
are
noticed
in
was that you
line.
could stand more upright with ice skating. Oh, ice skating and rollerblading. I said, I think I said the opposite. You have to bend forward when rollerblading. Let's see. I haven't. Oh my goodness, Chad is really jumping. I haven't skated over a decade, but give me a board in 10 minutes, I can probably still land a
And
tray flip.
kickflip.
Oh, kick flip.
Yeah, it's probably what he's talking about.
I have never been very athletic. Neither of me, Karen. Except for my, bikes and roller skating. I did piano, show choir, and guitar. Well, that's cool. Indoor bowls for me. Now, do you mean bowling, Garnet? Um, let's see, Janet. Flushing, Gladwin, Linden, and Lake Fenton.
Janet, you lived in Gladwin? No way. That is such a small, tiny little town that most people have never even heard of. My my mom's oldest sister and husband raised their kids there. They were in Gladwin. They were very involved in Gladwin schools. And my uncle was uh, the athletic director. And one of my cousins pretty famously died in that area. He went to Gladwin High School. I'm wondering what age you are. Um, but anyways, yeah, that's wild that you lived in Gladwin. That's crazy.
Small world.
He would have been about 8 years older than me. I was born in 70. He was born probably like in 62.
Carolyn says, "Ooh, excuse me, I had a burp coming up. Our grandson teaches skateboarding and does competitions. Excuse me, he
Oh,
also does
wow.
exuberance. I don't know what exuberance is.
I have no idea what that means.
And B says this conversation makes me wonder when I started being afraid to fall. I don't know when the transition was. Yeah, because when we're kids, we're not afraid to fall, But then as we get older, um,
So I think there's a lot of conditions around that. I'm not afraid of falling at all. So I just got to throw that in there. So there's going to be probably a lot of different reasons about that. And I'm sorry you feel that way. Who was it that wrote that? I'm
night,
sorry
Jay.
you feel that way. But you might want to,
It
I mean, I don't
was.
know how big of a deal it is. You might want to look at why you're afraid and what can be done about it, because that's always a reality as we get older, right? Especially if we have any number of issues, right? A lot of people let their strength go and they start sitting a lot, and then you lose your core strength and your leg strength and your glute strength and all of that. If you gain weight and da da da, and all those things up your chances of actually falling. So, and I say that as a personal fitness trainer, it's very, very, very important. And somebody who's aging. I'm in my mid 50s now, so but I keep my core strength up. It's not what it used to be, but I'm doing okay.
And Janet says cabin on Wiggins Lake, great grandpa built, second home. Very nice. And Jay said good night. So night, Jay. And Carolyn meant to say exhibition. So okay, not exuberance.
I
Jan
don't still
says
don't know what that is.
didn't attend school there. It was our
One
second home.
Flushing.
School in
Okay.
Flushing, Lake Fenton, and Linden. And she said, and they said, "Aw, thank you." So, um, so, oh, it's not going to happen. Tom was jokingly saying, "Karen, we should do a show called Guitars and Cards because Tom plays guitar too, just like Karen, and she wants to make it happen. And he's like, no. Oh, come on, Tom. And Moira just joined us. Hello, Moira.
Hi, Moira.
And Garnet, Nancy, in case you didn't see it, Nancy, big love, hello. And so Allyson and I were talking about, well, let's talk about maybe decks that we got this year, that we liked, maybe some that we got that didn't resonate with us. And I'm just gonna let Allyson go first because you got some really cool new decks especially for Christmas.
I want to comment first of all. We always talk about what we did this week, and not that I'm going to go all into that. I had Christmas just like the rest of you, and it was really nice and all of that. I had my family Christmas. When was that? Was that? I guess that was since we talked last, wasn't it? I think it was Sunday.
You went to Christmas. No, it was after that. You sent me the video with the Christmas mass with Anthony lighting the candles.
No, I'm talking about my family Christmas was on Sunday.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. My family Christmas was on Saturday, so that was since we were last year. That was nice. Way out in the sticks at my cousin's house and whatever. I was just gonna say, but was something that I did, you guys, is I went to mass. Christmas Eve. That's something I've never done. Not that that's anything earth shattering, but probably a lot of you have done that before, or some of you. I have never done that. And we went to Anthony's childhood church, which he hasn't been to in a very long time. Those of you that know, Anthony was married for a very long time. So he would go to a different church, which he no longer goes to, and he's not an active Christian, but he was raised Christian and he does consider himself a Christian and all this kind of stuff and whatever. And yes, he's like many. He goes on Easter and he goes on Christmas, and but he wanted to go to his childhood church, which he spent a lot of time at as a kid. They went like Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Is that right? Wednesday. It was always Sunday, but it was Wednesday, and there was another day that they were there a lot, like a whole lot.
Saturday mass probably.
And he was a typical boy in the sense that, he'd run off and run all over the church and knew the whole building and knew all the hiding places and whatever. So we walked all over that church. We got there early and he went investigating and I was with him, and a lot has changed because he hasn't been there in so long. And so he's very way more sentimental than I am. And he was like kind of almost not upset, but just like, well, this is different. And he'd be like, why did they change that?
Yeah.
But somebody hasn't been there forever. I'm like, well, stuff has to be kept up to code. And, he knows this, but like in the moment, he's just like, oh my God. And anyways, it was really fun, but we did the whole thing and it was at 9:00. It's not at midnight any longer because people apparently just don't show up anymore. And so now the late one is at 9. It was beautiful. And I took a bunch of pictures of the church and took video, and we were early and everything. And we got a lot of pictures and everything. And it was really nice. And there was lots of singing. We sang a bunch of songs and they do a lot of I guess it's not out here anymore. Anyhow, it was really nice. It was really nice. And that was something new that I've never done for Christmas. So I just wanted to mention that. And we really enjoyed it. Got not super dressed up like when I was a kid. We go to church and people really get dressed up. Now it's more what I would call like business casual or whatever. But I did get pretty dressed up for me, and he looked nice. He was trying to get more dressed up. I'm like, you don't have to do that.
And Allyson looked really pretty. I saw the picture.
And oh, thank you. Yeah, I just wore a skirt and tights and whatever. And I mean, I could have gotten way more dressed up, and I had a feeling that, and sure enough, there were people there that were like in jeans and sweatshirts. And there were people that were kind of dressed, but nobody that was super dressed up. And, but it was really nice. The church is gorgeous. What a beautiful church. I love churches, even though I'm not a religious person at all. I'm a sucker for candles and dramatic windows and stained glass and, the big crosses and all the statues. And I love all that stuff. It's so pretty. And we had a really good time. So Dex, you want to talk about Dex. I only got one deck for Christmas. Anthony got it for me. I didn't really want any decks. Meaning I didn't ask for any. But he got me one because he listens and he just remembers stuff. I don't know if he writes it down or if he just remembers or what he does. But he got me this. This is actually an Oracle deck that I asked for. And I'm going to hold off on my opinion. I've only goofed around with it a little bit. This is the Heaven and Hell Oracle. Or the Oracle of Heaven and Hell by Travis somebody. Travis McHenry. He's also done, I don't remember the name. Some of you might know. There's also, he did, I think after this, I could be completely wrong. There's like a deck that is like a heaven deck, and then there's one that's like it might be a hell deck. I don't know, which sounds so dramatic. It's really not, you guys. It just isn't. And I'll show some cards if anybody wants to see them. And it's a very interesting deck. I've only played around with it a little bit. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it. One thing that I will say is that when this first came out, unless I have this goofed up, but I don't think I do. And forgive me if I have it goofed up, but I don't think that I do. Because when I first looked into this, so he did what I'm going to call like I guess it's what you call a Kickstarter deck. So like the first wave comes out, right? Isn't that what that is? But it's not with a company yet, or is that what that means?
Tom, what would you call those? I think it's like first edition or first printing, I think they call it.
Yeah, so like we'll just say that. And so this deck came out like that. And that's actually the one that I wanted, but you can't get it. And so it's like that one is on different cardstock. The paper is beautiful. It's like an antiqued looking, like antique-y, like crepey, beigey looking color. And the cards are more like, I would say, they're not oracle size. They're a little narrower, more like a tarot card size. And very similar graphics that's on this deck. It just feels, looks, is received different. And that's what I wanted, but you can't get it. And then I saw this, and it's black and white, which with red, which those of you know, I don't really care for red at all. So it was kind of like, but I did like it, and I was intrigued by the name. And this is one of those cards, when you read it upright, it's the heaven, and when you read the reversal side, it's hell. And so the heaven is angels, and then the hell is demons. But really, you would read both sides of the card depending on what you're reading on. This is very unique. I've only goofed around with it a little bit. I thought the guidebook would be very helpful, and I never read the guidebooks, you guys, with decks. I just don't. With tarot, never. Like almost don't even really look at it. But with oracle cards, again, I'm not a big oracle person. Usually, you could just read them pretty intuitively, especially depending on what they say on the card. This one I thought I would because it's so different. The guidebook is not helpful at all. And there is information, but it's kind of weird, and I can explain later if anybody wants to know. Anyways, I think I'm going to go more with the keywords, and there's only a couple on these cards. But again, there's an upright and a reversal. And really quickly, I'll just show you guys. So this is the box. The packaging's cool. I'll say that much. This is the packaging. It's a big old chunky box. And then it opens like this.
Well, that's cool.
And then there's still more box. And I'm not all into boxes, but I know some people really like a nice box. I think it's just a big waste of packaging myself. Big old nice book, which personally... And then here's this, and you'll see what I mean. It's not just Allyson being Allyson, for real. The guidebook is pretty useless. And then there's this
Okay.
lifting thing, or the
The ribbon.
ribbon, and then here's the deck. Oops. So it's got gold gilding, which is pretty, but just already starting to flake off. I love gilding, and probably most of us do. But I always end up wishing it wasn't on there because it just falls off. I don't care how, and I'm not going to be, I am nice to my cards, but I'm not going to handle a deck a certain way so the gilding doesn't fall off. I mean, it's like, come on, cards are for shuffling. But anyways, this is the backs.
Oh, they're sigils. Okay. Like a
Yep.
sigil.
Yep. And then, so I'm just randomly picking one. This is card 53. And this is well, actually I'll read it upright first. Naniel, I assume is how you say this. And the key word on this one is spiritual communication.
Hmm.
And then the other side, so like that's this, and then you flip it over. It's still number 53, and then it's cameo, and the key word on this one is ignorance. But when you look it up, actually, I'll give an example and then I'll stop talking. I only got the one deck, you guys. And then this, when you look it up, let's look up page 53. So on this side, it says there's a verse from the Bible, Psalms. I'm not going to read that, but there's a Bible verse. And then under it, it says people born under Naniel's influence, like it talks about the birthday. And I went through the whole intro and it doesn't explain why. It's like, wait, what? What? It's like, because this is not like so I don't know, but it says influence have melancholic demeanors and pursue private lives, rest and meditation. They distinguish themselves through knowledge and the abstract silences. Nanael rules over the high science and is able to influence religious men, teachers, magistrates, and men of law. Sole guardian of those born between 5:20 and 5:40 p.m. What?
Mm-hmm.
And then it says moral guardian of those born on May 11th, June 26th, October 2, December 13, or February 23. Physical guardian of those born between December 5 and December 9th.
Oh, so that would be
It's just weird.
So that would be one of my angels. Well,
Yes.
According to the days of birth. Yeah.
Physical guardian. Yes, angel. And then on the reverse, it says, and then I'll just stop. It's just, this is it. It's just weird. I don't really know what to make of this yet. So the reverse, the demon message says, and none of them are bad. Like I haven't read, it's just like not fluffy. It's not like anything scary or weird or dark or bad or anything, you guys. Not at all from what I can see. The 53rd spirit, Camille or Came, is a great president who appears at first in the form of a thrush, a bird, but afterwards he puts on the shape of a man carrying in his hand a sharp sword. He seems to answer in burning ashes. He seems to answer in burning ashes or in coals in a fire. He is a good disputer, and his office is to give unto humans the understanding of all birds. The lowing of bullocks and the barking of dogs and other creatures and also of the voice of the waters. Camille gives true answers to things to come. He was of the order of angels, but now rules over 30 legions of internal spirits, servant of those born between December 5 and December 9th. So it's just kind of weird. I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. Again, I didn't ask for it. Anthony heard me talking about it and commenting about it and saying, because all I really said was, because I would have never ordered this, but I'm fine with it that he got it for me. Again, I'm kind of on the fence about it, is that I really liked the artwork that was on it. And I was just kind of intrigued about that. And I love the fact that it had angels and demons. And because it is the whole light with the dark, right? A lot of people get so hung up on the light and they're so, the dark. And it's like, I think we're supposed to look at both, you know. So anyways, it's just kind of interesting. That's the only deck that I got. I'm still on the fence. I don't even know enough about it to really give an opinion. The guidebook is a little oddball and it doesn't really give a lot of information at all. And I've read it twice. Like, dude, did I miss something? And then immediately jumps into the descriptions of both cards. It does give two deck spreads, which I'll show super quick, and then I'm just going to stop talking because there's really nothing else to say about this. There's a Circles of Hell spread, which is this first spread that it shows how to do. This does look kind of interesting, again, if you just stick with the key words. And then I did do the Stairway to Heaven spread. I did do this one. And it was spot on. It made sense. So I know I can connect with the deck, but it's really going to be, how am I going to read this thing? And I think the way, at least to me, for anybody that's slightly interested or whatever, would be, and I've done this with other decks, and I'm sure some of you have as well, when you have a deck that has keywords on it, and that's just the way you read it. You're a good enough reader, you know what the card means, and you look at the spread that's in front of you and you decipher a message. That's probably how I'll end up using this. Because to me, that would be the best way to use it. And I do feel like I'm going to be using it as much as I use any other Oracle deck anyhow. But that's what I got. That's the only deck that I have to share from Christmas. I got several this year, but I think right now we're just talking about Christmas.
No, you can mention what decks that you got during the year that you really like or didn't like.
I would probably have to look at what's in my cabinet, but just off the top of my head, because I did bring a couple out here, and I don't usually do that, so it's kind of funny that because we didn't talk about it until we were here together. You guys know, because I've been bringing it out. I got the Deviant Moon, which I love, love, love. I can't say enough about this. This is only like a $20 deck now, or 25 at most. This deck, to me, is super cool. I can't recommend enough, and I'm sure by now everybody here does this anyways. Watch the deck reviews, watch the flip throughs, watch all of that stuff on YouTube for any deck you're interested in. There's more than likely at least one that will show you every single card. Anything else you want to know. I like to know what people have to say, and not a lot of people do this. Flip through the cards and do not do what I'm about to say, and it makes me crazy when people do this. They don't comment on the card stock. That's part of a deck review. It doesn't have to be, but it's very helpful to people that care about that. And a lot of people do care about that. Hi, Miss Jody. Like, how does it shuffle? What does it feel like? How thick are the cards? That kind of thing. Or not mentioning who makes it. Because a lot of times if you just say who makes it, then okay, that's going to tell me. You can look it up, but I think that deck flip throughs and reviews and whatever you would think would just include that information, and then you already know.
There are a lot of YouTube outside of our community that will go through and they'll read the book, they'll read the backing, they'll talk about the card stock, they'll say
I'm not trying to find people in our community. I'll just look up the deck and I'll watch whatever's there. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah. And usually, honestly, it usually isn't. It's some random person I've never even seen before. Actually, I have a couple of people that I follow because they have done so many reviews and I end up watching their videos. You know what I really like? As far as just seeing the cards and it doesn't do all the things that I just mentioned, I will often at least watch a silent flip through. I personally like silent flip throughs.
Yep. I always turn the
just to see the art. Right? Like if I already know that it's like Lo Scarabeo or, something like that, then I would be interested. And then I also got, as a lot of you probably know, I got the Antique Anatomy, which this is gorgeous, you guys. And the card stock is super thick, which is such a disappointment. I wanted it anyway. It was probably one of the only times where I would just say screw it and get it anyways, and I don't regret it, but it's really thick. It's very thick, which I don't like. And I like to bridge shuffle, and I can't bridge shuffle thick cards. So, I have to side shuffle it, and then I have to get my cards. There's different way to get your cards out, but those of us that read like really read, you have a way that you like to do it.
Yeah,
And
I
it
had a
feels
deck
more
that I kept.
genuine and real, and it's like, I think as readers, and some people, I guess for me, it's true. There's probably two different ways. I mean, you can get your cards lots of different ways, but you feel like you get the cards you're supposed to get when you do it the way that you like to do it, the way that you prefer to do it. And then you know that the cards that you're supposed to be reading are the ones that came out in front of you. So yeah. And then I also got, I got a lot of decks this year. I'll at some point
Mhm.
I'll run in the other room and I'll grab what else I got. Why don't you go ahead and
Okay.
share whatever you're going to share?
Kristen says, I hate thick cards. Texture tarot, absolutely adore it, but I rarely use it because of the card stock. And I
I
threw out
have,
a deck this
yeah.
year that was just too big, too thick, and I didn't end up liking all the images. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to worry about it, and just tossed. Um, let's see. Moira says, I got the Crow Tarot Pocket Edition, which is adorable. Also, the Animal Guides Tarot, which unfortunately has a misprint. Oh, sorry.
Crow Tarot is one of my favorite decks. In fact, I brought it out today. It's one of my favorite decks, and it's a unique size. It's really more oracle size. It's the full size I'm talking about, but it's not thick. It's really nice cardstock. And this
And
is by US Games, which I don't think I have a US Games that's this size other than this one. But the Crow Tarot it's a beautiful deck. Yeah.
ooh, here we go. Karen says, I gifted myself John Holland's Spirit Messages and Tarot's Little Sidekick spread deck. It was affordable option until it was a affordable option until I can afford the spread decks on Etsy that Ange uses. John Holland,
Karen, John Holland gave me an amazing
I thought
reading
so.
in person on a cruise in 2005. He connected
Wow.
me with my very dear friend that died tragically suddenly, that my son is named for. And he came through loud and clear. He's a great medium.
When I saw the name John Holland, I'm like, I think that's the psychic that Allyson got to meet. So
Yep. He
that's why I
gave
wanted
me
to.
an angel charm that still hangs on my rearview mirror in my car. It's been in my car since 2008.
She was like, "Wow, Allyson."
No, 2005. Yeah, it's he's good. He got so oh my God, he got so much information and he nailed it. This is stuff, there's no way he ever would have known any of this. I mean, detail stuff. He's good. Very good.
And for Miss Tarot D, for me, it's all about the art and no borders.
I
Yeah,
hate
I have an
borders.
issue with
I
borders.
hate borders. That's something else that's nice about this Miss Tarot D, this Deviant Moon. There's no borders on it.
Let's see, make sure. My biggest deck is the Giant RWS. I love to use it for one car reads. Okay.
I have a giant one.
And all right, making sure I'm all caught up. Um, for me this year, I would have to say, um, wow, I got quite a few decks this year. I absolutely everyone knows I love my Hush Tarot. That's a Allyson and Ginger Faye made me do it. Totally not my type of artwork, especially with human skulls and stuff. But I kept seeing Allyson pulling it out and using it, and it started growing on me. And then I got it and read about the artist, and yeah, that's a definite keeper for me. And of course, the Fyodor Pavlov I got for was it my birthday? Yes, for my birthday from Shan. I saw Allyson using that. I absolutely love that deck.
Gorgeous, gorgeous,
There are some
gorgeous.
cards that I'm just kind of like, "Meh," but for the most part,
Really?
there's a few that I'm just not super crazy for. But all his art, the artwork is beautiful. I love it. And of course, the Magical Botanical Oracle um, that I saw Amy Mystic Rose Tarot use. I absolutely
I'll be right back.
adore this deck. It's an oracle. Y'all have seen me. Amy is an incredible. She does the goddess and god statues. She's an incredible illustrator. This is my favorite card actually of the whole deck. It's the Belladonna. Um, would have been nice if she could have included Heather, but oh well. But the artwork, I wish it was a little bit bigger, but absolutely beautiful. Beautiful artwork. Absolutely love that. It pairs well. The Theodore pairs well with several of my Oracle decks. Um, I got. Let's see, what else did I get? That I got my Human Spirit from Ange this year as a gift. Oh my goodness, Nancy got me the Obsidian Veil, Dark Goddess, or Dark Feminine deck. My artist my AI deck, of course, Vixen's. I love that deck, but the cards he has got to really. I know it's his signature, but a girl with short fingers and tall cards like this, it is kind of it's hard to kind of shuffle. But um I love that deck. So, but the artist decoded, for those who may not know, it's an incredible AI deck. That encourages the artist and the writer. The artist used his programs or his art, used it with AI, created some incredibly beautiful cards. And what I love about this is that for people who are interested in the Kabbalah and the signs that are associated with the cards, and they also give you prompts on how to create your own physical art, your written art, help you to create video, helps you write. I love all the prompts. It's an AI deck by an artist to help people create their own art, their own physical art, their writing art, their music. I just can't say enough, you know, about, this deck. So, my Goddesses of the World was a nice collection, touch to my collection. One deck that I was ended up being a little disappointed with was the Mystic Palette Tarot. I thought, it was going to be like a spirit tarot, like they talk about. Allison, do you have a deck that you feel like is like your spirit tarot? Like it's like it connects with you on a spiritual level more than any others. I know people talk about having decks like that. I thought this was going to be it for me. And even though I love a lot of cards out of there, there were some that just I don't reach for it like I thought I was going to, like I do the Hush and the Theodore now.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it that way. Um, so I really love the Hush Tarot a lot.
That's what
And
Karen's
those of
got
you
it
that
too.
see me have seen I haven't had it out in a while. It's just because I like to mix it up. It's not that I don't love that deck. But the Theodore, the one that Heather was just talking about, and again, it's one I'm not using a ton right now. I really connect with that deck a lot. And this little weird one that I just got, I totally connect with this, the Deviant Moon. And it's a little oddball. It's definitely a little creepy. It's a little this, a little that, and I just get it. So maybe I'm odd and creepy myself. I don't know. But yeah. And then the although it's not the same and it's not like I know it, but I totally like you're saying, and I can just read it and I just connect with it and I feel it
Mm-hmm.
and everything else. And it's so weird, and you would think I'd be able to remember the name really well. Having said all of that, is the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. I really, really, really resonate with that.
Oh, and it's
Which
an
does
oracle.
pair nicely. Not that I usually do tarot with Oracle. That is reads well with the Deviant Moon.
That's becoming very big. Is pairing. A lot of people are doing videos on cards that tarot that they can pair with their
Yep.
oracle.
Yeah.
And I find the Theodore pairs very well with several of my oracle decks, especially the magical botanical. Um, I think for me, spirit wise, it's very close between the artist decoded and the hush right now. Those are the cards I just go, right for, and I think a lot of it too is because of what the authors, the writers share about their insight. That's really cool. It gives you a whole different perspective of the cards besides just their traditional meanings or how they you can
Yeah.
view it through their eyes. Ms. Tarot D mentioned a deck. Oop, chat is jumping. So somebody's got a mouse in their house. I think it's Miss Nancy. Let's see, Miss Tarot D. For me, it's the old style tarot. It's the only deck that actually gave me a flashback to a past life.
Wow.
Wow, that is very cool, Miss
So
D.
the deck that I most see, I wasn't spiritual. What's the difference? The deck that I most actually, I don't even know how to word it, and it's in the other room, and I almost grabbed it just now. So always listen to your gut, but I didn't grab it. My first full size Rider Waite Smith deck is not in the traditional color palette. It's very muted. It's very grays and very washed out, soft blues and soft yellows and all that. But it's the Rider Waite Smith. That deck, if I rarely pull for myself, that's the deck I grab. I've got all these decks, and I rarely pull for myself, but when I do, that's the deck I pick up.
This is the one I pick up, the Hush.
Yep. It's always the RWS, and it's the original deck, and it's one of my oldest decks, and it shuffles like a dream. And I love that deck. I paid $19.95 for it, and it's beautiful. I really, really, really like that deck. Anybody that hasn't bought the RWS original because you can't stand the ugly colors, you might want to consider that one. It's one that comes in the gray box. And the backs on them, actually I'll go grab it in a minute, but
I have the Radiant. I like the Radiant.
It's very, very has a very, very, very different flavor. I went and grabbed decks that I bought this year. Are you still going?
Going what?
Are you still going through your decks?
No, I was just sharing it with everybody because I don't like the traditional colors of the RWS either, and I found one called the Radiant, and it actually gives like the keywords along the sides, for reversals and for uprights. Talks about the fives. It gives some insight into the to the suits and things. So I like having those two on hand for for certain readings.
Yeah.
And Miss Tarot D said, Kara says my study deck is the RWS, in which she uses it mostly for herself. And Miss Tarot D says it's totally Allyson, a little oddball and a little creepy and totally beautiful. And I had to get the PCS RWS edition, though those greenbacks and muted colors are so lovely. And Miss Tarot D says, I always like to use Oracle and Tarot together.
Yeah,
I started doing that.
do. Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to do. Yeah. Halloween wait for everything, Moira says. And Centennial RWS. People are talking about Jamie Sawyer's is beautiful. Yes. And if you haven't seen her tiles that she makes, oh my God. They're like over $200, but the work that she puts into them, that she has put into them, is just absolute. It would be worth every penny. I would check out her channel and her Instagram. Jackie's Crystal Moon also has a set of her hexagonal tiles, which are absolutely gorgeous. Let's see, Kristen says my most recent purchase is a deck that's completely not my taste, but I adore it for some reason, the Dreamer's Tarot. Yeah, I didn't think Hush was going to be.
We all do
my
that once
taste
in a
either.
while.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say we all, but I've done that as well, and I'm very particular. Here's my old RWS. And it just says Pamela Coleman Smith's RWS tarot deck. It doesn't say anything on it, so I don't know how you differentiate the color. As you can see, it's gray. This is the box. It's a tuck box, just a regular old. I love this deck. See the backs? The backs are so bad. The backs are I almost didn't buy it because I hated the backs. And then I was like, no, it's probably my guides. No, just get it. It's okay. It's fine. Just get it. Just get it. Okay. So you could see how different the color palette
It's
is.
muted.
Actually,
It's soft. I like that. It's pretty.
it's very pretty. I'll compare something. Not that this is the regular, because it's not. Trying to find one card to compare. And show one next to each other.
And you'll have to do a live or something or send pictures. I would love to see what your Jamie Sawyer tiles look like. She's got so
Here we
many and they're beautiful. Oh, here, let me put you on the big screen so we can get a better view or idea here. There we go. Oh, wow. Yes, it's more muted. That's pretty.
I mean,
Not
it's
so
just
Garrett.
so much nicer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, it's very, very, I think it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm. I've seen one recently on Amazon that's got a black background, which I thought was pretty cool. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah. And I don't like yellow, but even like the Fool, it's kind of more like a mustard color, like a true mustard, not yellow mustard. It's just really pretty. And I'm not crazy about the artwork of the RWS. You know, it's really more, I have nostalgia just for how old it is. And that it is, you know, what we all, not all, but most of us learn from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an RWS girl. I like the original deck. I really do. I just don't like the colors of the traditional.
Oh, this is
So
interesting. Tom says, I just got the Crowley Weight Tarot Kickstarter in today. My first AI deck. It's an AI deck. I like it better than I thought I would. We'll see how it reads. So I'm assuming it's a combination of the Crowley, the Golden Dawn, and the Rider Smith. That would be interesting with the art scene that I think Frida Harris was a better
I don't know
artist.
why that
Kind of
sounds familiar. I don't know why it
Crowley
would. When he said
Weight.
Crowley, my ears
Yeah, that's
perked
the
up. I'm
Thoth
like,
tarot. The
oh,
Thoth, yeah, the
is that
Thoth
what it
tarot.
is? Because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
why do I know that name?
Yep, Aleister Crowley, the Thoth deck, and his artist was Lady Frida Harris, and the RWS was Pamela Coleman Smith. But I've always thought, you know, I can appreciate Pamela's art, but I always felt like Lady Frida was much a better artist. But you know, they both had major impact on, you know.
She probably had some restraints put on her to some degree, I would think.
The deck, yeah. Let's see. Miss Tarot D says, agree, Allyson. More nostalgia for me as well. I then to use more RWS clothes. So she tends to use more RWS clothes.
Yeah, I mean, I do and I don't, but like I said, I don't read for myself. But I rarely read for myself, but when I do, I grab that. So I got a lot of decks this year, which is kind of breaking my own rules, admittedly. Those are really cute. I wouldn't use them for anything, but they are adorable. They're very
I would
cute.
love a set. Yep, that's gonna be
And
my
I don't just collect stuff to have stuff. I try not to. And then all in the same breath, I got a lot of decks this year. Which is
I was
very
surprised.
out of character for me. I got actually, if you go back as far as October of last year, I got even more. Because Anthony got me like 4 or 5 decks between October and December. He got me a bunch. But anyways, for Christmas last year, I know we're only going January. I had to show this because it is
Mhm.
Christmas time. I got the winter weight, which I absolutely adore, and I'm sure all of you have seen me use this. This is nice. And
I like
somebody
that.
was on here saying the Halloween weight. This is the Christmas
There's
version,
Moira.
as I'm sure you know. I wouldn't mind having the Halloween weight, but I don't need it. I don't need any more decks, honestly. I'm a little disgusted that I have as many as I do at this point. I got the Ghost Tarot.
I do too.
Um, I got the Mystical Lenormand.
Oh, you have a
Why? I have no
Lenormand.
idea. It's the only
Cool.
Lenormand that I have. I'll probably end up giving this away because it's not grabbing me at all. I got the Squid Cake Marseille Tarot because it was so stinking cute. This was a
Squid
soft moment because usually I don't just buy stuff, but it was adorable. I loved the size of it. It shuffles really nice. It's teeny tiny and it's just wacky. Oh, and Heather, this is Rock Pool. I do have another Rock Pool deck. This
There
is
you
a
go.
weird little quirky, odd size deck that I wouldn't even have thought of. This is Marseille. This is the only Marseille deck that I have. The little characters are
Let me
hilarious
put you on the big
on
screen so
this
we can all
deck.
see those.
It's very
Oh,
springtime,
okay. Mm-hmm.
which I bought it right around my birthday just because I thought it was stinking cute, and it is.
It's pink on the
I
sides.
read it. Look at the tower.
It's like a strawberry shortcake. Oh, that's cute.
So I read it right away. I don't read it Marseille. And I knew that when I bought it. I told my guides, I'm like, all right, because I'm not learning to read Marseille. A lot of the cards are the same, a lot of them are not. And I have no interest in learning a different, it's just, I'm not doing that. So it's the moon. I don't know why it's not focusing.
And Moira agrees with you. She doesn't like the mystical Lenormand either.
I'm just not Lenormand. I don't even know why the hell I bought it.
I've got
I
a few
thought I wanted
Lenormands.
to
I like
maybe
them.
learn for a minute, and then I read the book, or I checked out a book from the library. I read about it, this, that, whatever, and everything within me was like, no. So, very cute deck though. Super cute deck. Whoop, very cute deck. I'll show a couple of the cards really quick. How about I'll do that super quick. I'm not going to get all into it, but I'll show a couple. It's a very cute deck. I understand why I was attracted to it. These are the backs of the angels. Super cute.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not focusing? I don't know. Anyways, so cute. Here's the fox. It's
Aww.
just adorable. The mountain.
That's why I like my Marchetti one. There's more detail and more color and more solidity.
Tower. Love the tower. It has pterodactyls, which are hilarious. I mean, pterodactyls have been dead for freaking forever, and they're outside of a tower. And the bear, I'll just stop there. But it's so cute. Beautiful cards. Beautiful, but I just
No, that
don't.
deck, now the art on that one doesn't resonate with me. So it's like we all have our different tastes.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's so cute, but I just don't. I don't want to learn. I don't want to do the system.
Kristen says I have the Lenormand Revolution. No, I don't know about that one. No clue how to read Lenormand. So it's the only one I own. Really, unless I mean they have the Grand Tableau, but you can just pull cards and you just read them across. You don't have to put them into a spread unless you're.
And I read about that, and
it's easier for me to read.
Mm-hmm. I would have to do it, but there is more to it than that if you're doing it correct. And that's the whole thing for me. I want to do it right. And it's just too, I don't know. Maybe later, and I kind of feel like that's what it is. It's like, oh, maybe later I'll read it. Like, and actually that might be a good thing to do for myself, for my own readings, for me. That just came to me. Maybe that's what I could use that for, and that would be better. I don't know. Anyways, I got the Green Witch's Oracle. I really like this. This is pretty cool. I got the Horror Oracle, which a lot of you guys saw.
Yeah, Rain was excited when you got that. She's like, "Oh, you got that!"
Yeah. I got the Tattoo Tarot, which Anthony
Oh,
got
yeah.
for me.
I forgot about that.
Again, thick cards. Thick cardstock. The Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. This is stinking cute. Love this. Absolutely adorable. It's dark and it's very cute at the same time, which is an interesting combo. And this reads well with this. These actually read well together. Deviant Moon with the Wild Things Oracle.
So there, you got your first pairing. Natural pairing.
And then I got the Egyptian Gods Oracle and the Tarot Nefertari tarot deck, which I love this.
But
I don't know what it is. I don't know if the timing isn't right. If I don't sit still long enough, I don't know. I don't know what it is. This, you would have to sit down and really learn it, which I will at some point. Maybe it's going to go out of print. I don't know. I felt like I had to get it once I decided, and I got it. And then I messed around with it for a minute, and then I kind of put it down. But I'm very, like, I think about it, it's like, oh, I'm not getting rid of that. Like, I feel very protective of it. So I don't know. I guess I just haven't, I don't know. It's just not time yet, or I don't know what. But anyways, and then I got this. This is beautiful. If anybody's interested in an Egyptian jack, and I've looked at everything that's in print that you can still get. This is gorgeous. It's very gold, which is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But the cards are really nice. They shuffle really nice. Silvana Alacia is the artist on both decks. Yeah, they're both, it's Lo Scarabeo for
Elizabeth
both.
loves the shiny cards.
They're beautiful. You know, there's another deck that's really beautiful that's gold foil. It's the gold, what the hell is
The
it?
Golden Era or the Golden Something Tarot. I've seen that. I think that's on my list of a deck to get.
It's not that.
Hmm?
I know what you're talking about. It'll come to me in a minute. I lost one card like 2 years ago now. And I was so, it's not like I was crying or anything, but I was really bummed. First of all, I'm not a pack rat. My house is clean and it's organized. Where did the card go? I ripped my couch apart, my chair,
Wow.
pulled the cushions off, pulled it away from the wall, went through all of my books, like looking everywhere. I'm like, where did this card go? Couldn't find it.
What was the
Never
card?
found it. Never found it. It was the Seven of Pentacles.
Do you think that's a message?
No, I think it's bullshit that it's gone. And besides, it doesn't really apply to me.
Elizabeth,
I got that
feeling
shit
it's in a
down
book
pat.
somewhere.
Seven of Pentacles, what it means. It's like I got my stuff dialed in. No, there's no message to it. The card's gone.
Elizabeth says it's possibly in a book somewhere.
I already looked. That's what I just said. I went through all my books. I'm like, and it's like I don't do stupid slot. You know, no offense. I shouldn't say that. I'm very organized. And I put my stuff away. There's not like messes. There's not, I've got I got a bin here with books that I'm taking into storage. I mean, that's like as crazy as it gets. It's like it doesn't make sense.
Let's see.
So
And
weird.
there's some things that get lost in portals.
Okay.
Well, some people believe that things come and go. Spirits pick up things and they take them, and then they find them later on. But it's been 2 years now. Allyson, Miss Tarot D says, was it the gold foil tarot cards? I have this deck and it's beautiful, but the cards are very, very slippery.
It was the
$12 on Amazon.
I'll go grab it. Anyways, I've kept it. It drives me nuts that one of the cards is gone because I'm not going to use it with a card missing.
Moira says it might be in the dryer with the socks.
I wish. And it's been 2 years. I'm not finding it. It's gone. So I've contemplated doing like some sort of an art project with them, or I don't know what. Because I mean, the way I am, you guys, I'm so type A. It's like I can't use a deck that has a card missing.
Well, Miss Tarot D says if you write the company, they will send you the card again. I've done that before.
I guess I could.
And Ange says they do. I have experienced it more than once, portals, and so has her mom.
Oh, I believe in portals, but I don't think my card went into a portal. That's what I'm saying.
You don't think one of the doggies got a hold of it?
My dogs don't chew up stuff. Now, my other 2 dogs that I had years ago, Romeo, maybe, or Ruby, Ruby, but this was before them. No, Lulu and Scout both, thank God, they don't chew on anything. So I don't know. I just don't, it's just such a bummer.
Karen says you will move a piece of furniture and it will just slide right out.
My furniture has been moved and redecorated like 4 different times. I mean, and I clean and I move and I vacuum and I wash my floors. I'll shove everything over and do it's like, it's not here. The only thing that I can think is I hope this isn't what happened, but yeah, it is what it is. Cause I kind of want to think it's still somehow here. How? I have no idea. But I like, did it somehow end up like on a stack of stuff that was going in the recycle, or
I was thinking that.
But again, it's like that would have meant that I would have sat my deck down somewhere weird, and I don't do that. It just doesn't make it, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. None of it makes sense. So maybe it isn't a portal, Ange, because I don't know where the hell it went.
Oh, we got to manifest that card back.
So weird. It's been like a long time now. I mean, that was probably 6 months or more before I even met Anthony. It's been
Carolyn,
a while.
Booker, Carolyn, my dear, can you ask maybe one of your guides? Could they tell Allyson maybe where it is?
Let me go grab the deck.
Or Karen, you can ask your Predicto kitty cat. Moira, ask your pendulum if it's in the house. Interesting. Now I'm interested in which card it was. 7 of Pentacles, Miss Tarot D. That was the card. And I think Allyson said that she thought about it, but I don't know. It may be possible. The 7 of Pentacles. Where is Allyson's 7 of Pentacles card? Oh, inquiring.
It's the Golden Universal Tarot.
Golden Universal. Okay.
Such a bummer. Such a bummer. Piss me off. So here's the backs.
So just like Miss Tarot D said, ask for a replacement card. And Ange says she loves that deck.
I do too. It shuffles so damn good.
Oh my God. Karen says, stop. I just cut the deck that she's got, and it's the 7 of Pentacles. Oh my God. Stop. LOL.
Is it my card? Is it my card? Is she talking about that deck?
Karen, is that the deck that you're talking about? The same one that she's got? Or is it just a different deck? Well, I'm going to grab my one. Grab a deck. So
it's Low Scare Bail. I don't know if they would or not. What do you think, Miss Tarot D? You think they would? Low Scare Bail? That's in Italy. They're going to tell me to fuck off.
You don't know that. You can try. It doesn't hurt, right?
And this
It
is
looked like
pretty
a
well
beautiful
worn.
deck.
It's pretty well worn. I mean, I use this quite a bit. This is when I first started reading.
Miss Tarot G said, absolutely they will.
Really? Okay. So this is a regular Rider weight, but but because of how it's done, it's not so gaudy. Because it's done with gold.
Carolyn says, Allyson, it's in a book for a different deck. Sometimes I accidentally put cards if I got
I just got
multiple ones.
shivers. It's in a guidebook for a different deck.
It's in a book for a different deck, or it could be mixed in with another deck. Because I've done that. I've gone and shuffled and went, oh shit, you're not supposed to be in this deck, you know. So I've done something like that before.
Show me her word or her comment,
Okay.
please. Thank
Sure.
you, Carolyn. It's in a book for a different deck.
And she said yes.
A guidebook.
And she said yes.
All right. Thank you, honey. I will look tomorrow.
Now we're all going to be like,
and I'll
flip
the frig out if I find it. So it would be in a, okay, I'll look tomorrow. I will look tomorrow.
Very
in a
cool.
guidebook. I don't have any, maybe I do. I'll look and see. I'm thinking, it's like, what do I have that's even that size that it could even be in there? But I will look.
What's the matter, boo? You want to come say hi to everybody? Okay. Come here.
Oh, I just, oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on a minute. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. So, while Allison's doing that one, say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a meowy Christmas. Huh? You gonna be a good boy? Don't put your claws into me. Hopefully you haven't given the book away. The Moz Man. Yes. Oh my goodness. It would be awesome if she found her card after all this time. Shelby says, here, kitty kitty. Say hi to everybody. My handsome boo. Handsome boo. I'm going to put you down now, okay? Night-night, everybody. Night-night. Because we all know what happened last time you were on. Mouse with Ange. He flopped onto the keyboard and knocked out. Hey, Rosanna. Allyson should check her African Goddess Oracle deck manual. I don't know where that came from. I'll let her know, Rosanna. I didn't know you were here, my dear.
Say that again?
Rosanna said Allyson should check her African Goddess Oracle deck manual. So people are just sharing their hits or their feelings.
Too small.
Too small?
I mean, okay. I'll look, but if it was in there, I would see it and it wouldn't even fit in the box.
And you said it's been missing for 2 years, and I think you just got that deck last year. But yeah, you could have had,
No, I got that deck probably, actually I got it a year ago in the summer. A year ago this past summer.
So about a year and a half. Yeah. Well, everybody's all excited now. Shelby's like, I want to see if that happens, and you have to tell us, Allyson.
Well, now I'm looking because I'm curious if it's maybe in one of my tarot books.
Now it's instead of what was the black sphere crystal ball, the sphere that you had. Now everyone's going to be asking me, did Allyson figure out where her card was?
I know, right? I will look and see. I have another tarot book, but I don't know where the hell it is.
Well, Miss Tarot D, Tom was chatting up until you came into the room, so I don't know.
I just saw this old, this was, for some reason, I saw this in my mind's eye. It wasn't in here, but I just wanted to go see. I don't know if anybody has this.
I have it.
I got this so long ago. And I was thinking about it. This actually is probably my oldest deck. I was thinking that Colette Baron Reed's The Alchemist, whatever the hell that deck is called, was not Alchemist. What's the purple one?
The Avalon,
Yes, that
yeah,
one.
the Avalon Oracle, or
Whatever the hell,
that
and it
was
has
her
the
first one,
cartoon
I
drawing
guess.
of
Yeah.
her on there. I would say that was my
Oh.
first. Technically, this was my first deck, but I didn't think of it as a deck because for one, I didn't use it. I got it at Borders a million years ago.
Borders.
I got it. I loved Borders. I was so bummed
I
when
used
they
to
closed.
work for them briefly.
Did you? There was a
Briefly.
Borders at the mall where I lived in Northern California, and I bought it because I loved the cards, and I just
Shelby.
it was like on sale, or I had a gift
Night
certificate.
Crystal.
I don't know, some whatever. It was a different life for
They
me
were a
then.
great company to work for. I really had no problems with Borders that summer.
It came with this nice book, and it talks about each card, and then it's got all of the different cards. These cards are massive, y'all. They're so big, and there's only, I don't know how many there are. There's probably like 30. It's a small quantity deck, but the cards are really cool. And I never do this. I did this not that long ago, actually. I wrote on the cards the meanings on them because I'm never going to get rid of it. But the cards are so beautiful. But they were getting kind of worn because I've used them for so many different things. The wren. Look how beautiful these are. The owl.
Night Fatima.
They're so beautiful. And this deck is so cool. It's got the 4 dragons. The water dragon, the earth dragon, the fire dragon, air dragon, the crane. Look how beautiful.
I inherited that from Shan's mom after she passed away. Passed on to me.
You know what? You and I did talk about this once, probably around the time that we met, because as soon as you said that, I'm like, I know that. The hind. So pretty. Look at the dog.
Irish Wolfhound.
Yep.
I believe. Yep.
Yep.
And Miss Tarot D says, second
so
time
cute.
a bear card showed up tonight. Well, there you go, Miss Tarot D.
And the eagle. I love this deck. But anyways, and it came with a really ugly, tacky
yeah, I don't have it anymore.
polyester.
I kind of toss that.
Polyester yeah. But anyways, no, I will look and see.
Janet,
Very
that's
curious.
The one right there that Allyson just showed. It's by
I have the Druid
Philip
Oracle.
and Stephanie Cargon. I believe that's
them. Philip and Stephanie
Cargon. I know they're druids. Well, the Druid Oracle.
Car-Gom, Gomm. I don't know how the hell you pronounce that, but
oh boy, Nancy's putting us on her TV now. Jeez. Well, she's for me.
And I was going to show you guys this really quick because Ms. Tarot D was mentioning her huge. I'll probably end up giving this to Anthony because he really needs to be reading cards, and I wish that he would. And if his life ever, I don't know, once he retires, I could see him maybe reading.
Oh, that the blue and gold one you got this year.
Yes.
Those are huge.
These are really big. They're thin, but not super thin, but they're blue with like a mustard colored ink. And he's a huge Michigan fan, which is blue and gold, blue and maize. The colors, I mean, everything is Michigan. He would and his hands, I'm not kidding. His hands, like his hands are like this big. Seriously. And they're really wide. And my hands are usually quite cold. His hands are always warm. And I tease him that he could never do any kind of baking. Anyways.
Well, he's got you to bake for him.
He could shuffle these no problem. I can't do anything with these cards. And the thing that annoys me, and I would get them cut for him somewhere professionally, I guess, whatever, to round the corners. The corners I don't have any decks that are like this. I don't even think these are intended to be used, right? because they're so damn big. And they're very squared off. This is just like I don't even know who the hell printed this. It's almost like it's just for show or looks or whatever. But I mean, you could like I can't shuffle this. I can't even, there's no way. I can't. Yeah. I would just have to side
You can get
shuffle
a
it.
corner. They got corner cutters that you can get that will evenly, curve
Yes.
the corners
Yep.
of the.
And maybe that's what I would do. I guess I can shuffle it this way from the
Miss Tarot D
side.
has that too, and Miss Tarot D goes, "Really, really?" I stepped away, and all I heard Allyson say, "Miss Tarot D's big, huge what?" No, Miss Tarot D. And then Ange says, "You know what they say about a man with big hands? Ange, behave yourself." We're supposed to let Miss Tarot D say that. She can get away with saying that.
It's so funny, like you're with somebody, you don't really see yourself with them, right? Because you're within your own body. So we did a bunch of pictures at Christmas time in a few different settings and whatever. We have other pictures together, but we didn't do any full body ones. We're usually just sitting there, their faces or whatever. We had several pictures taken in front of trees, Christmas trees and whatever. And I was like, he's so much bigger than me. It's so funny
I was like,
seeing me standing next to him. He's just he's what the doctors, they say that he's 6'5", but he's not. He's like 6'4" and 3/4. But I mean, actually, he's over 3/4. So he's essentially 6'5", but not quite. He's almost there, but he's not. But that's friggin' tall. That's really tall. He doesn't seem that tall to me now because we've been together for what, a year and a half now. So I'm used to seeing him all the time. He still seems very big, but you know what I mean? You just get used to whatever somebody is and you almost don't see it anymore. You know what I mean? But then he'll do something and I just crack up, or we'll go somewhere, and he'll like not fit well, or he'll have to like, or it's just funny. Or he'll be like, "Come here," and he'll have me do something because he knows that I can get in there or whatever. So it's just kind of funny when you're so extremely different sizes. So yeah.
and Miss Tarot D says, "Ange, big hands means big gloves." So there, that is settled.
He does have big gloves.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And Reggie says, "Big feet." We're not going to go there. We're going to. I don't want Allyson to turn all bright red.
It's funny too, and then we were talking about Anthony weighs like what's he weigh right now? When we first met, he was just a little over 200. And again, not to make this about, everybody do what they want personally, but he was a little thin, I thought. And normally I would never comment to anybody, male, female, regardless of relationship. We all do our own individual bodies and all that. But it's like, he just seemed a little thin and he was very focused about whatever. And I somehow brought it up. Anyways, he weighs more now. And I think that it's better and he just eats more because he just wasn't eating enough food, in my opinion. Anyways, so it's just funny.
Well, you make cookies and things and stuff for him, so
Yes, but he's always
And
had that.
healthy
But
food.
then he would adjust it the next day. Like if he had some sort of a treat or whatever, and then he is really like slim the next day, like with what he's eating and all this. And I was like, you need to kind of knock that off because it's a little, you know. And but anyways, it's just funny. He weighs twice as much as me, almost exactly now, down to the pound. That's another example. It's just funny how yeah, it's just funny how big he is. And it's not in a bad way. It's good. But it's just funny.
Yeah, he's a handsome man. You can tell he's solid.
He's cute. He's cute.
Cute. He is.
Yeah, he's cute. He's cutie pie.
And good night, Elizabeth. I know I'm probably going to have to end shortly to save up on my hours, but well, for the new year, next time we see Allyson, it will be the new year. So any plans or anything that you've been thinking about while on break that you're going to be doing next year with this channel? I know you're thinking about working on that other one.
Yeah, I might, like I've been saying, I
Mhm.
might do one this week. Again, not to bring Anthony into this again, but like he, much to our surprise and thrill, he is off until the day I go back to work. And
Oh
so
wow.
we have all next week, this whole next week, to ourselves. So, and I was planning on
Nice.
possibly doing my initial video for my new channel, but I probably won't since he's going to be around, but I will get it going here pretty soon because I just want to at this point. So that'll be coming before too long. As far as my current channel, I don't know. I'll record something for it at some point. Again, it's just something I do for fun. The new channel, once I actually start it, I'll be more involved in that for sure because it's a subject that I care about. How much I'll post and what all, I don't know. There's so
Mhm.
many channels like this that really take it seriously. For me, it's just kind of like a record. Um of what I'm doing and just kind of sharing my experience and people that take on this lifestyle. I'm talking about my carnivore lifestyle. You, for those of you that don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It's, and I was like this in the beginning. It's very helpful to watch other people like just kind of tell their story, because a lot of people that in that's most people that do this do it for health, right? Because they're challenged with something that has come up in their health. And so because it can turn around so many conditions. And so it's and some people do it for weight loss. You can use it for that too, but it's just my whole point is that, like, for me when I first got started, it was more for an information type thing, but regardless, people have different reasons that it's interesting to hear other people's stories and their insight and what happened with them and what
Mhm.
kind of results did they get and when did they show up and what exactly were they eating and how are they eating and how often, and it's just so varied, but it's and it's interesting. And then you, like any other channel, you come across people that you really resonate with them, or you watch somebody for a little while and then you decide nah, and then you start watching other people and whatever, and that's really kind of the reason I want to do it. I'll probably do some recipe videos here and there too, like, because since I started eating this way, there's certain things that I really like to make. So I would do, and it's nothing
Mm.
crazy or unique really. And also, tell my story, what happened, why, because it was a whole health thing for
Yeah.
me. That's how I ended up with it and whatever. But yeah, I'll probably at least initially, once I really started, I can see me putting out a bunch of videos and then it's slowing down, or, a little bit or whatever. But I don't know. We'll wait and see. But it's definitely something I want. Even if nobody follows, or I'll have not very, I'm doing it regardless. It's kind of like for me
Mhm.
just to do it. And I feel drawn to do it, which is why I'm doing it. So how successful it's going to be, I have no idea. But a lot of the carnivore channels actually have a lot of followers.
Well, if it's your
Because
passion, follow it. Follow your passion and follow your bliss. Do what makes you happy.
Well,
Don't just care
well,
about it.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't really say it's not so much that it's a passion of mine. It's just this is just my way of being, and this is just what I do, and this it's my lifestyle. It's not like, oh, it's a diet that I'm doing, or it's a this or it's that. It's like it's been over 3 years. It's not going to change. This is just the way that I do things. So and yeah, so but yeah, I'll get it going here soon. I have a couple possible names. Haven't quite decided on that yet. But yeah, I am looking forward to it. I'll be doing it soon. So but like I said, I probably would have been doing it this next week, but now that he's actually going to be off work, which we were not expecting, um yeah, we'll be pretty much spending that time together, and I'm not going to use our time
Aw,
together to do that.
nice. So, for me, it's kind of up in the air right now because in about 3 months we're going to be out of here, and I'm focusing on that, but I need my YouTube, my channel, to help balance out the stress and the anxiety. A little bit of a time out from the planning and everything and my cards. So Jackie, Jackie's Crystal Moon and I are going to actually talk tomorrow. We want to still do the investigative tarot, but we're going to get together to see how we can talk about maybe being able to do our readings from a point of view where hopefully because we're very cautious about what cases we read on, how we ask our questions, because we do take everybody's input into consideration. And her and I are thinking of maybe seeing if we could either get a small panel or just have her and I do a live together and talk about moving forward with doing our true crime investigative tarot readings, because we have helped people. We've received emails from people that we've read for. And I know Jackie really loved when you joined us, Allyson. She says you're a really good reader, and she loved hearing your take and your interpretation of the cards and what you brought to the readings as well. So her and I are going to have a little get together tomorrow privately and see how we can move forward in doing those. So that's something that we're going to be working on,
Yeah.
and let's see, just here and there. My Fridays with Allyson, Miss Nancy on Mondays with the Divine Feminine, and where I can fit in a little pop up here and there. I'm up to 42 cards in one set and about 37 or 38 in another. And I'm telling y'all, I might have to do a scan and print, because after creating these, I'm really developing a bond with them and a
Sure.
connection. So
You should keep the original deck.
I think I might be keeping the originals that I paint,
Yeah.
and just having my friends help me, like Amanda, and I know Tom offered as well, to kind of scan and see how we can maybe play around. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I was going through them today and going, there's some that I'm like, yeah, I could give those away, but then some of them I'm like, but so yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom says I think that's or sell the original for $500,000. Well, hey, if somebody wants that for $500,000, you know, you know where to find me. Because then that would take care of all our moving problems and answers and things and stuff and whatnot moving forward. Miss Tarot D is offering you 500K. I don't know. Are you Miss Tarot D? So yeah, that's what I've got going on. And well, thank you everybody for joining us. I will be with Elizabeth, the more intuitive me. She just said goodnight a little while ago. Her and I will be doing what we can take from 2024 and what we can maybe look forward to in 2025 readings on New Year's Eve. I think it's either 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern, but she does have the link up already. So her and I will be doing that on New Year's Eve. And I know Allyson and I have been talking with Karen during maybe Allison's break. We could maybe do like a Theodore discussion on the deck if you have time. And maybe because she just said she got the hush too. So we'll see. And but yeah, stay tuned and we will see everybody on our next live. And if we don't see you before then, have a happy New Year's, everybody. Be safe, and we'll talk to you later.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.